Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT. That's WWE 2K26 Universe Mode episode 59. Tonight we are back in the black and silver brand from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, for an action-packed show as always. Here tonight live on NXT. Welcome to the show, folks. I'm Callum, otherwise known as the KO King. Welcome to KO Productions and welcome to NXT, where we have an awesome show lined up as always. So without any further ado, let's not waste any more time and get straight into the action. Here we go, man. Let's get to work. And tonight we kick things off with a triple threat women's matchup to find out who will be the next number one contender for Jada Parker's Women's North American Championship. The first woman out as a competitor who took part in the women's jackpot ladder match at NXT Battleground last Saturday night. She had a great performance but was unsuccessful in taking down the case. That went to be Stephanie Vaquer, who can cash in at any given time up to the next year to become the NXT Women's Champion. But you can imagine Miss Parker looking on very closely to see who she will have her third North American Championship defense again. Will it be Lola Vice that Parker will defend against? Or will it be another woman who took part in the women's jackpot ladder match at NXT Battleground, being this competitor, Roxanne Perez, the prodigy? Could make a great match with Jada Parker. She was in the matchup where Parker was pinned. That's right, the champ was pinned by Lash Legend, who was the tag partner of Roxanne Perez on the night of the tag team Money in the Bank style qualifying matchup. But let's see who will be the next challenger for Parker. Will it be Vice? Will it be Perez? Or this one? That's right, the third and final woman in this contest. The only woman who is not a part of the jackpot ladder match at Battleground. It's Zaria. Cannot wait for this one then, ladies and gentlemen. Roxanne Perez, Lola Vice, and Zaria. Winner gets Jada Parker next week on NXT for the NXT Women's North American Gold. Parker has already defended against both JC Jane and Lash Legend. Her third defense will be coming up next week against the winner of this one follower finish triple threat battle, which gets us started right here, right now on NXT. What a way to get the show rocking and rolling. It was Title Tuesday 3 last week. What a great event that was. Every championship was on the line. Tonight we only have two championships being on the line. The Cruiserweight Championship and then the main event, the NXT Women's Championship on the line. But nonetheless, matchup underway. Referee ringing the bell. Chip Danning assigned the release for this contest as Roxanne taking down Zaria. Vice though turns her attention to Roxanne Perez. Nicely done. Alligator neck breaker. Lash Legend teamed up with Perez to qualify for the jackpot ladder match against Jada Parker and JC Jane, when JC Jane left her partner high and dry after she felt like Parker inadvertently knocked her off the apron when she ran the ropes to do her hypnotic finishing maneuver. That was not the case, but nonetheless, Roxanne and Lash won the match, with Lash pinning Jada Parker, and Lash would go on alongside Roxanne Perez to compete in the jackpot women's ladder match at Battleground. Both be unsuccessful, with Stephanie Vaquer getting the victory. And earlier on in that same show, JC Jane would get the first opportunity at Jada Parker for the NXT Women's North American title and come up short. Lash Legend will then get her shot last week on NXT Title Tuesday 3 and lose to Parker, which makes her two defenses up now of her championship. Who will be next in line? Will it be Vice, who has given them big knee strikes to a grounded Zaria here, knee after knee? On clearly who you've got to imagine is the favourite to win this one, just on power advantage alone. But nonetheless, Roxanne Perez going to use her speed here against Lola Vice, and a head scissors by Perez. Two Latinas and an Aussie duking it out here in this one. Roxanne the drop kick, and Roxanne Perez now again gonna lay up Lola Vice that time, but there's Zaria with a kendo stick across the back of Roxanne, now just launching at her, and it turns her attention to Lola Vice in a clothesline. Down goes Vice. Back at it with a kendo, stacking out, cracking it against the body of Lola. Into the cover, hook in the leg, shoulder down, Zaria to become number one contender. Took out the kick out by Lola Vice. Roxanne Perez now going after Zaria, now dropping her right down to the canvas. Big overhand shot by Perez. Colorable tap now by Roxy. Irish whip off the ropes, trying to grab her. Couldn't get it. Waist lock though. Zarya gonna turn her around, and look at that! Got busted by Zarya on Perez. Lola running in now with a runner stalemate over there. This one truly heating up here. But I've got to imagine Jenna Parker looking on intently to see who she will face next week for the NXT Women's North American title. Covered by Face. Kick out immediately right there. This is the official. Jack Danick. My goodness, the kick avoided. Perez coming out with a clothesline. Oh, wow. Look at this. Roll of ice here. After the ankle. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just twisting it and twisting it. But Perez coming out with a sledgehammer. Right across the midsection of Lola Mays. Went for a shot on Zarya with it. Oh, but a clothesline by Zarya. Knocks it out of Perez's hands. And now it's Zarya that has the sledgehammer. Now Perez moving out the way. Lola Mays trying to get another kendo stick here. Is now Perez. Hurricane run on Zarya with a kendo stick upside the top of the head of Perez though. But right back to her feet. The forearm. Lola Mays grabbing her. And now it's Lola Mays going to launch her. Perez sent flying. Now it's facing Zarya in the ring. And now Face with a kendo stick caught by Zarya. Now Zarya has the advantage. Right in the back of the head. Out to the leg of Face. Roxanne back in. Forearm counter. Zarya with a spear out of nowhere. Face rolled out to the floor. Zarya to be number one contender. The cover. The 2 count. Look at the leg. Shoulders down. Kick out by Roxy. On the Prodigy surviving with a great triple threat matchup to kick it off. Live in Orlando is the Orlando faithful tonight. Absolutely loving this as always. Now it's Lola back in. Roxanne Perez to the outside. Lola Face. Oh, look at that. Big axe kick to the lower back of Zarya. To a grounded opponent to cover the 2 and a kick out. Aye, Zarya. This one waging on here. To get us started on NXT, Lola Vice now. Forearm on Zarya, busting her open. Perez, kendo stick and hand over the head now. Oh, the Lola Vice. Roxanne now putting down a kendo stick, looking for that springboard moonsault. Don't know where she was aiming for. John Cena's not in this matchup, Roxanne. Nonetheless, overhand shot countered. Vice. Oh, what a kick by Lola. Look at Zarya with the leg drop on. Roxy, back and forth action now. Goes Zarya. And Face. Oh, but look at Zarya gets caught and sent out by Roxanne Perez. If this was a Royal Rumble, Zarya would have just been eliminated. Missing the drop kick though with Roxanne Perez. Getting caught by Lola Face. And Face now, massive knee. Lola Face, kendo stick in hand. Face. There it is. Shot after shot on Roxanne Perez. And now it's Zarya back in. Zarya with a shot on Lola. Roxy with a kick on Face. Pop. Rocks by Perez. And that comes with Zarya's right there making a save. Zarya not having any of it, and look at the strength here. Zarya with a clothesline. Oh, stepping through, looking for yet another clothesline. Gets the mark with it, and now Zarya. Third and final time on Perez, and what a connection. What a battle tonight. Roxanne Perez, down and out sledgehammer there. Oh, look at that. Perez over and over they go. Dirty Diana there. Oh, the spinning back fist out of nowhere. As Lola comes back in, the cover on Perez. Shoulders down, look at the leg down. Oh, Perez kicks out. Face so close yet no cigar that time. For a shot at the NXT Women's North American Championship next week against Jada Parker. Kendo stick in hand. Perez firing back, and now it's Roxanne. Oh, look at that. Say Russian leg sweep now. Zarya coming back in and stomping away on Roxy. Now it's Lola Vice down and out in the center of the ring as well. Roxanne Perez feeling the effects now, rolling out. And a Vice getting picked up by Zarya. Zarya to become number one contender. F5, and that's gonna be at the cover. Hook in the leg, whip bend to the other one, the 2 and the 3. No, Lola Vice, what the hell you made of, girl? Lola Vice kicks out. The crowd in disbelief as am I. As is Zarya as she turns her attention on the Roxanne who was coming in with a kendo stick. Sledgehammer avoided again. Now La Mystica by Perez. Nice back to her feet. Clothesline by Roxanne on Face, and Zarya rolls to the outside. It's Roxy, it's Lola in the ring. It's the best opportunity for either of these superstars to get the win. Oh, big elbow. That time as Zarya comes back in. Zarya now picking her up. Running power slam on Roxanne. Oh, look at this. Sledgehammer struck Roxanne to her feet, and Roxanne again, a third time in a row. Waistlock, elbow, Perez, Zaria back and forth once again. His face rolls to the outside. Look at Roxanne doing her thing here, the smash, and a look at that. Oh, Zaria now running in. STO looking to put her away at another F5 perhaps. This time on Roxanne, Perez picks her up and a dropper. That's going to be it below the Vice's back. Below the Vice's back with a big knee right in the back of Zaria. Near the midsection, an axe kick right upside the top of the head. Now that's Zaria. And now, waiting for Roxy to get to her feet. Somehow she's getting up into his face with a spinning back fist. Second tip of the match on Perez. Shoots the half, now hooking the legs, shoulders down. Well, let's do it. Perez is done. 2 count. 3. That's it. Lola Vice is the #1 contender for Jada Parker's Women's North American Championship. As Zaria just got to her feet in time to see that the matchup has come to an end. Lola Vice battled Jada Parker next week in Parker's third defense of the NXT Women's North American Championship. Cannot wait for that one next week on NXT from Orlando. But what a great battle tonight to kick us off a fast-paced, high-intensity triple threat contest where your winner is Lola Vice, securing an opportunity at the NXT Women's North American Championship against Jada Parker. This was the finish right here. The second spinning back fist on Perez. That is enough to put Roxy away and send Vice into a title match next week. Congratulations, Lola Vice, as she celebrates with a live crowd in Orlando tonight. Looking forward to a huge opportunity she has in store for her next week on NXT, where she will challenge Jada Parker for the Women's North American Championship. It's still got a whole more action to go right here on NXT for Orlando. Let's take a look at what we've got going down in your main event tonight as the NXT Women's Championships on the line. Blake Monroe calling out the champ Tiffany Stratton on social media. She wants a shuttle to go. She's getting it tonight. And what a massive main event here later on. But coming up next on NXT, the NXT Cruiserweight Championship on the line. As a former Cruiserweight champ, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, who pinned Javon Evans a number of weeks back, gets a shot at championship gold next on NXT.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship.
Thank you, Mike Rowan. What a huge matchup this is going to be here tonight live on NXT Cruiserweight. Title on the line as here comes a former Cruiserweight champion and the only man in this series to pin the shoulders of the mat of the young OG Javon Evans, your current Cruiserweight champion of the world. It was in a non-title matchup in the first of many jackpot men's qualifying matches. Dirty Dom Mysterio able to knock off Javon Evans in advance into the jackpot ladder match in NXT Battleground last Saturday night. He was unsuccessful in that matchup, but could be successful in gaining the Cruiserweight Championship, as all he has to do is do what he done a number of weeks back, and that is beat the young OG Javon Evans to become a two-time NXT Cruiserweight champion alongside former North American champ as well. Dirty Dom out for a huge opportunity tonight. And here comes his opponent as we come back to you live in Orlando. The young OG, Javon Evans. Evans with 4 successful defenses of his Cruiserweight Championship. And he has had a great run with the Golds. But it could be all over. He's almost at 200 days of Javon Evans. He's had 4 great defenses. And he's putting it on the line against the man he's lost to. The only man he has lost to in this series. That's all for that right there. The beautiful, prestigious, uncovered NXT Cruiserweight Championship of the world. As we head it down to the ring now with the official ring introductions from Mr. Mike Rowe.
Introducing the challenger from San Diego, California, weighing in at 200 pounds, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. And his opponent from Greensboro, North Carolina, weighing in at 180 pounds, the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Javon Evans.
Thank you, Mike Rome. Javon Evans winning the NXT Cruiserweight Championship in the very first episode of NXT of this series, answering an open challenge from the new champion who beat Dirty Dom Mysterio to become the champion at our final NXT event of last season. takeover stand and deliver. The official of this one, Joey Gonzalez, assigned the duties, allows Dirty Dom to have a look at what he could be walking out with tonight for the second time of this series. As he holds it up high, Javon Evans gonna clown the mountain in the Dirty Dom Mysterio. He's never beaten before. They've had one match of this series and with Dom beating Javon Evans. It was Javon's only loss. Can he get the win back? It's Dom with a jumping before the bell by Javon. Saw it coming as that's how their first matchup started off. And Evans now flown over JDT with a young OG. Evans has defended the NXT Cruiserweight Championship against the likes of Dragon Lee, against the likes of Elio Del Vicino, Nathan Frazier, and also Frazier and Axiom in a triple threat match at NXT Battleground just last Saturday night, going into his 5th defense tonight against Dirty Dom Mysterio, the only man he's lost to in this season and the only former Cruiserweight Champion who looks to very much become a 2-time Cruiserweight Champ as well. Stomping away here as Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Look at this, Dom just trying to slow down the pace. That's a smart strategy, but Dom looking to fly here, and that's what Javon was maybe looking for. Dom in a cover for the Cruiserweight title to go 2-0 against Evans and a kick out by the young OG. Dirty Dom on fire, and Javon is on the outside of the ring. Dirty Dom looking to take flight right here in Orlando, Florida. Off the ropes goes Dominic Mysterio with a tope suicida. Didn't get all of it, but enough to knock Javon Evans off his feet that time. And that's Cruiserweight Championship battle this evening. Dirty Dom, oh, super kick on the floor right across the jaw that time. Man, oh man. And now Javon and Dom, both superstars battling the outside. Look at Evans, oh my goodness, a running power bomb on the floor. All the way up the ramp is Dominic Mysterio. Javon coming back in, perhaps looking for a counter victory. Counter back from the official. Joey Gonzalez, but Evans with a toe bang over the top. Taking out Dirty Dom. What a fight this is tonight. Live on NXT and the PC. Javon Evans now on the apron. Look at that springboard. That's a moonsault to the floor off the middle rope. This is what the Cruiserweight Division's all about, ladies and gentlemen, right here on NXT. The black and silver brand living up to all the hype. It's Javon Evans. The slingshot, though, the counter. Dirty Dom caught him with a knee. Knees up to the midsection right there with Dominic Mysterio. And out on the outside, Dominic looking to dive again. We've already seen him do this, but this time into the DDT by Dominic. Unbelievable. These two had a great matchup the last time they encountered each other. This time it is clearly no different as Dominic Mysterio back in top rope, springboard, cross, body to the floor by the Challenger. And Challenger got the champ in a world of hurt in the early moments of this Cruiserweight Championship clash, which the NXT Universe are absolutely loving as an eye. Dom coming in with a halo. But Evans not yet back on his feet, and that may cost him. Elbow drop moving out the way, allowing Evans to get back into this contest. Evans running in with a Hurricane Rana on Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Evans out the corner, moonsault off the springboard, out the corner, nicely done by Evans. But the Cannibal Senton, no missing the mark. Out of bounds, Dom missing first. Now it's Javon Evans missing. Neither can get their big shots. Evans now ass blast, moving to the harm's way. Was Dirty Dominic Mysterio. That was Dirty Dom running neck breaker by Mysterio that time. Holy hell. And a Dom, the smash, knife edge, chop, Dirty Dom, the Irish whip gonna send Evans into the corner, no elbow. Right there. There's Javon and they're gonna send him into the corner. There's Javon Evans, my goodness. What a kick by Evans. Out of the corner. Dirty Dom is out on his feet, getting to his feet now. Evans on the apron, looking at springboard back into the ring, and he will with a great clothesline on Mysterio in the cover. Javon Evans to retain as NXT Cruiserweight Championship of the world, only enough. 4-2 says Joey Gonzalez, your official, for this NXT Cruiserweight Championship matchup still to come tonight, of course. An NXT Women's title main event. Blake Monroe challenging the champion, Tiffany Stratton, fresh off her victory just last weekend at Battleground against Julia. But right now, Dirty Dom, shit cannon Javon on the outside, another tornado DDT off the tope. To the outside by Dom, and listen to the sold out crowd and the PC in NXT in Orlando. This is awesome chance indeed it is. Live in the black and silver brand. Dom's in the top rope. Evans down and out on the mad elbow. Drop, no, buddy home. And a Dom, wait a minute, oh, went for the red Dom. That Dom out of the way, big boot, no counter. And there's Javon, ran into him. Evans, big forearm, knee fist, chop. Javon, the smack, the kicks. What the hell's Evans thinking? He'll kick to the leg, big smack, and Evans super kick. Off the ropes, Javon on fire, moving out of the way, the big splash, however, with Dirty Dom. What's Dirty Dom thinking? Uh-oh, Mysterio, looking for the 619, looking how he come, the new Cruiserweight Champ of the World, 619, he got it, got all of it, now Dom with the halo of the apron and the cover, look at the leg, shoulders down for the Cruiserweight title of the world, scoring 2, he almost had him. Oh, Evans, able to stay alive for now, ladies and gentlemen, now Javon, able to kick off the leg. Oh, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, the elbow drop that time. And now it's Javon Evans. Wait in the wing, here comes the young OG and Javon Evans. What a kick, the red dot. Knocking Dirty Dom's lights almost out. Big shot to the back and out of the corner with a boot stop by Evans. Dirty Dom trying desperately to recover. The young OG, the clear fan favourite, is Dirty Dom, the clear, not so favourite everywhere he goes. Here comes the young OG, Javon Evans off the top, and there's Evans now. Out of the corner, the double jump, spiral tap manoeuvre, the cover, and the kick out at 2. Dirty Dom as this cruiserweight title matchup continuing live. Evans, top rope on Mysterio, frog splash, my goodness, he was feeling frog in the cover. Look at the leg, once more, shoulders down, scoring 2, another near fall. Yeah, another kick out, young OG. Cannonball sent off on the bottom rope, getting all of it that time. Moving out the way was Dirty Dom. Mysterio caught him with a drop kick. It's back and forth battle. Dom's beat him before, he knows he can do it. He's going to have to do it again, this time when it counts the most. For the NXT Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Dirty Dom off that springing neck breaker. Knees up off the springboard moonsault attempt. From Dirty Dom, Evans now running in without Javon thinking. No, the springboard drop kick rolls through. No, neck breaker rolls through. Evans runs out. Oh, wheelbarrow stunner. What a sequence by Javon. What a fight tonight. And now it's Javon Evans. Springboards up with for Whisper in the wind. Shades of Jeff Hardy, but not able to get it. Gets that super kick, however, and now picks up Dirty Dominic Mysterio. The kick, no, catching it with Dirty Dom. And a Dirty Dom inside cradle. Small package to steal the win. And the Cruiserweight title for the second time, too. No. Dirty Dom beating Santos Escobar for his first Cruiserweight title. Losing it to Dragon Lee, who lost it to Javon Evans. Dirty Dom wants it back tonight. Evans, I believe, been busted wide open. Here's the young OG. Big forearm, knife edge, chop, grabbing now. As Dirty Dom Mysterio and a Spanish fly by Javon Evans. A ripcord Spanish fly by the young OG. When have you ever seen anything like it? Evans, there was this kid thinking. Top rope, double axe handle with a back there of Dominic Mysterio. No elbow drop, moving to the way now. Dirty Dom grabbing him, no counter, the kick by Javon, and Javon running in, double jump, OG counter out of nowhere on Mysterio Evans now, and a cover to retain, look at the leg, shoulders down, that's gonna do it, scoring 2, he got no, Dom kicking out of the OG corner as this cruiserweight title continuing live. Holy smokes, what a fight. Dirty Dom can't believe it, Evans can't believe it. And now it's Dirty Dom gets sent off the ropes. Javon Evans, Hurricane Rana. Javon Evans, this is going to be it. The ass splash now. Dom to his feet. This cannot be a good thing for Javon Evans as Dirty Dom's back up the vertical base. Dom now going to drop him with a DDT. And Dirty Dominic Mysterio, 2-10 Cruiserweight Champion. Come in, Mysterio plants up. Michinoku driver, heading predicament, cover. 2 count, new champ, no! Evans, that was a very weak kick out, a very lazy kick out, unenthusiastic. Dom top rope, though, to put him away with a cruiserweight crowd frog splash, no! Knees up by Evans. Evans to his feet. Evans now. Shoulders down on Mysterio. Penny predicament. Evans to retain. Can he do it? Two. Thrown a kick out by Dominic Mysterio. Man, the damage both these men went through in their matches at Battleground. Dominic going through an incredibly tense ladder match, incredibly chaotic, and then Javon taking on both members of Fraxium. Basically in a handicap match, but they were going after each other as well. In their cruiserweight title matchup, Dirty Dom, top rope now, gonna fly cross body, missing the mark here. And there was Javon Evans, grabbing him and dropping him in a DDT. Oh, big stop moving out of the way, Dom. Back to his feet, a Hurricane Runner. Now it's Dominic. Back to the top rope, Javon again, stirring. I think he keeps trying to go for that frog splash, but right now it's Javon trying to stop him in his tracks. Big stop there, and a Dirty Dom and a drop kick, both men down. Crucial part of the match. This cruiserweight title matchup continues. Back live on NXT. Cruiserweight title on the line. Dirty Dom almost had the matchup won, and he's pissed off with the official and hits Joey Gonzalez with a Hurricane Runner. Back in the Evans low blow. Oh no, the referee couldn't see him. He's knocked out. Oh no, not like that. Stay down left. Dirty Dom to the top rope. No, the official's up and there's the frog splash. Not like this. Cover. No, new champion. Two. It's a slow count. Evans kicks out. An extreme and a cruiserweight champ staying alive. Dirty Dom can't believe it, guys, but he springs into the corner and takes down Evans, at least for now. And he's picking up Javon. No, kick up to the top of the head from playing possum. That time was Evans. Evans now, cutter! A standard cutter by the young OG. And over Javon Evans to the top rope. Evans double axe handle. That standard cutter was what gave the victory from the young OG to Axiom and Frazier. This past Saturday night. Or not this past Saturday night, but last Saturday night. At Battleground is now Javon going to send them into the corner. It's all Evans and it's moving only slice. Spread into the corner by the young OG. Dirty Dom is done. Javon Evans looking for victory. This is going to be it. Evans now, double jump second to the match with the OG cutter on Mysterio center of the ring. Coming up's going to be Evans taking his win back and retain his title. 2, 3, got him. Javon Evans does it. His 5th successful defense of the NXT Cruiserweight Championship and able to get his win back on the former champion, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. But what a fight this was here in Orlando. I thought it was over there, man. I choked with that finish. If it was a normal pace count, if the official didn't do a slow count from being damaged, it would have been over. But look at this. Last possible second, Evans kicking out, and this was the end. That put Dominic away. The second OG cutter. Congratulations, Evans. Still the NXT Cruiserweight Champion of the world. And a great matchup here tonight.
Here's your winner, and still NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Javon Evans.
Congratulations, Javon Evans. What a hell of a Cruiserweight Championship defense against Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Only still just has that one loss under his record here in this series. We'll still to come tonight, a massive main event for the NXT Women's Championship as Tiffany Stratton going to make up both defense of the gold against the Glamour Blake Monroe in a polar opposite matchup. It's going down live in your main event later on tonight. But up next, folks, we're going to find out who will be next to challenge the NXT North American Champion Ricky Saints next week for the North American title. And here comes the former champ, the man that lost to Ricky Saints at Battleground.
Is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Black Forest, South Australia, weighing in at 330 pounds, Big Bronson Reed.
Big Bronson Reed hosted an open challenge for Battleground at anyone and anyone on the NXT roster to challenge him for the North American Championship. It was Ricky Saints who answered and who shocked the world by beating Reed, walking out the brand new North American Champion. It was last week that Ricky Saints had his first defense of the goal, but not against the former champ invoking his rematch clause. Nah. It was against Trick Williams, the last man and the only man at that point until Ricky done it to pin Bronson Reed in this series. Rick done it in a non-title matchup to qualify for the NXT Jackpot ladder match at Battleground that he was unsuccessful in, but last week he was also unsuccessful against Ricky Saints for the NXT North American Championship in his quest to be a Triple Crown champion here on NXT. Because another opportunity to knock off the Big Aussie tonight.
Weighing in at 250 pounds, Trick Williams.
It's not only a great opportunity to knock off the Big Aussie, as he's done it before, it's also another opportunity to get another shot at Ricky Saints next week for the NXT North American title. That's right, the winner of this challenging Ricky Saints for the North American title next week right here live in Orlando on NXT. You can imagine Saints looking up very closely. You can imagine Trick Williams, a lot of confidence in store from the former NXT Cruiserweight and former NXT champion against the man he beat a number of weeks back, and he's not very happy about it, and Bronson Reed is very ticked off, very angry as he jumps. Trick Williams referee rolling in now. It's Jeremy Marcus assigned the duty. He wins the bell matchup now underway. It's Bronson Reed getting that early jump on Trick Williams. Bronson Reed with a ass splash on Trick, and he might not even let Trick get out of first gear. And that's number one contendership matchup as Ricky Saints could be watching on with a lot of scared tactics, heading into a potential rematch with Big Bronson Reed or a potential rematch with Trick Williams. They had a great matchup last week. Ricky getting another huge win. As his career in NXT really starting off in the right direction, but Trick Williams middle rope here from the inaugural Cruiserweight champ and the former NXT champ as well. Big forearm, knife edge chop, Trick Williams. Big throat thrust, kick top, Bronson Reed catching him on the elbow, and a Reed gonna pick up Trick Williams to his feet, and he's sent on down goes Williams. Look at Big Aussie admiring his handiwork, and a cover shoulder down from Big Bronson Reed for the victory. 1 count, there's only one. Kick out, says Jeremy Marcus. Bronson Reed will also take part of action this coming Friday night in the WWE World Cup tournament. You do not want to miss that, ladies and gentlemen. As Reed will be competing representing Australia, taking on the poor competitor representing Japan, Akira Tozawa. Comes away this Friday night in the second week of 8 of the WWE World Cup tournament. 32 superstars compete to find out who the true best in the world truly is in a single elimination tournament. The winner gets an opportunity at their brand's top championship after it's all said and done. But Bronson Reed get a counter with the attitude adjustment from Trick Williams with elbow after elbow right to the side of the head, and Reed now gonna pick up Trick Williams and gonna drop on massive suplex, vertical over the top on a Trick Williams, and now picking up Trick Willie to his feet, and they're gonna launch him that time. Oh god, they're in the corner. Trick Williams doesn't want to be there as Bronson Reed is very ticked off. This is not like the last time that Trick faced Bronson Reed. Reed did go into that one undefeated, but he went out of it with his first loss looking up at the legs after being slammed through a table and getting hit with a trick shot by Williams. Right now it's Trick fighting back with Reed looking to beat him for a second time. We get another shot at Ricky Saints for the North American title as Reed is opting not to use his rematch clause, his guaranteed rematch clause for the championship. He's opting to earn his shot back as North American champion. He'll also be in action against Tozawa this Friday night, as I mentioned, in the World Cup tournament. Trick up the top of the clothesline, and they're brawling back to the outside just like their previous encounter. The crowd very much on the favour of Trick Williams, trying to whoop that Trick during his entrance, and right now he is whooping Big Bronson Reed tonight. Ricky Saints, wonder what he's going to be thinking heading out of this one. Who will he be in action against next week for the championship as Trick clears the table and gets cleared down a size by the Big Aussie. Oh god, and Bronson Reed now gonna launch him onto the table. And will Trick put him through the table in their last encounter in their jackpot ladder match qualifier. Now it's Reed that puts Trick onto the table. Can Reed put him through the table and return the favour? And Trick Williams with a forearm. And Trick with another big shot. And there's Trick another one. That time Bronson falling off the table. Trick Williams elbow drop off the announce table ringside. This place in Orlando. Oh, they're coming unglued. This episode 59 of the series, folks. That is all The damn shot. Trick Rooney there by Trick Williams. Yeah, that's great battle in your penultimate matchup. Count at 7 as Jeremy Marcus continues his count. Reed back in a clothesline, almost decapitating Trick Williams. And a big Bronson Reed with a senton. Senton that time on Trick. Trick getting picked up by Big Bronson Reed and getting dropped. That is got to be at the cover of the C4. 2 count. No! Death Valley driver, the jagged edge, the C4, only enough for 2. Trick Williams not going to get put away just yet as the former NXT champ is Bronson Reed now. Going to send Trick to the outside of the ring. Big Bronson Reed with a tope crossbody. Oh man. Look at that incredible offense. And look at this, oh, big shot block that time, and now, oh my god, Trick Williams with a body slam! Will he put him through the table on a damn body slam? A couple of weeks ago, he done it right next to the table on the outside of the ring, right in front of his here at ringside. Count of 4 from Jeremy Marcus' Trick. Puts Big Bronson Reed on the table once again. Is he going to put him through it again? Second straight time. And their second straight match. And through the announce table goes Big Bronson Reed. Trick back into the count of 6. Looking for the count out victory here. Big Bronson Reed is down and out. Count of 7. Reed somehow no big out of the star. How the hell is he doing it? Well, walking so slow and gingerly. Count of 8. Bronson Reed now back into the ring. Trick. Big slot. Big smack. No. Kick call by Big Bronson Reed. Picks Trick up. Drops him on his head with the axe. Driver the cover. Look at the leg, shoulders down, up face 6 next week for the North American Gold. No, Trick kicks out again, and what a match! Holy, what a fight tonight we are witnessing live on NXT. What a fight! North American title contender match, Ricky Saints title. Seriously in a lot of trouble with these 2 men fighting over it. But it was Ricky that has beaten both these men in just his first 2 matches of this season. It's Trick now. Send Bronson into the corner. Trick Williams, oh my god, the old dragon in the middle rope. Trick Williams on fire. Big Bronson Reed is terrified. The elbow drop there by Trick. And Trick, wait for him to get to his feet. Calling his ass up. Trick off the ropes and a Trick. Shot connecting, he beat him with that maneuver before, can he beat him again? Trick Williams to get rid of loss, heading into this Friday where he competes in the World Cup tournament. A kick out by Big Bronson Reed. Oh, Salah surviving it. And now it's Reed turning the tides with forearms and shots. On a Trick Williams and a ground and pound, and now launching him round the ring with his boot. And there's Bronson Reed an elbow drop. And a second one on the back. And a third one on the back, and I believe Trick Williams has been busted. Wide open is Bronson Reed. Showing everybody what he is made of today, but Trick fighting out of the corner now. It's Trick Williams off the ropes. We've seen this before. Trick shot! Well, that wasn't a Trick shot, but it was a great shot from Trick. The big scissors kick shades at Booker T. The man that had a hand in training, Trick Willie. Now it's Bronson Reed on the outside. Trick off the apron, and Trick! Clothesline off the apron to the floor on Big Bronson Reed. You can imagine what Akira Tozawa was thinking about this. As Reed damaged enough that Tozawa would actually get a shock upset in the first round matchup coming up this Friday night in the WWE World Cup Tournament. As Reed and Trick continue their battle on the outside of the ring. Oh god, Bronson Reed, wait a minute, picking up Trick on the outside of the jagged edge on the floor. Barely hitting gives there. It's Reed laying out Trick Williams that time. Oh god, well now it's Big Bronson Reed now. Going to launch him into the steel steps. And a Reed back in, count of 5, looking for the count out win against Trick Williams. Count of 6 now from the official Jeremy Marcus. Trick hasn't moved. Trick's down and out. Count of 7 now. Bronson Reed absolutely dominating. Trick somehow stirring. Count of 8. Trick Williams coming back in on the ring now at 9. And here comes Trick. And it's Trick. Big right hand. Trick Williams shoulders down. Schoolboy for the win. A steal at 2. Gonna Reed up in for a second time. Kick out by Bronson, who desperately wants his win back against the big OCSTO by Trick. This one wants his one back against Trick Willie. Does the big Aussie, but he might not get to the floor. Over. Uranagi the cover, but Trick off the bouquet. 2 count for 1. No, another near fall. What on earth's it gonna take for Trick to knock off Reed? He's done it before, we know he can, but he's gonna have to do a little bit more. If he wants to do it again, they fist chop by Big Bronson Reed and a Saito suplex by Reed. And I think Reed's had enough with Trick Williams' actions, and now it's Trick getting caught second time in that match of the axe. Driver by Reed. And Reed looking to put this one away, send a message to Ricky Saints and get the rematch and win back his North American Championship. Big Bronson Reed, tsunami off the top. Cover, hook in the leg, shoulders down, scoring 2. Bronson Reed gets his win back. Heading into his matchup this Friday night against Akira Tozawa in the first round of the WWE World Cup Tournament also. Punches his ticket for next week right here in Orlando on NXT, where he will face Ricky Saints in a Battleground rematch and attempt to regain his NXT North American Championship that he held for 223 days with 5 defenses. But what a great matchup. It somehow wasn't Trick's night yet again, even though Reed was put through a table again. It was Reed getting his win back against Trick Williams and whooping that Trick tonight for another opportunity in his North American title. Big win for Bronson Reed tonight. Congratulations going out to the Big Aussie, as I'm excited to see him and Tozawa this Friday night in the WWE World Cup, and more importantly him and Ricky Saints next Tuesday night for the NXT North American Championship. But let's take a look at what we've got going on next week. The matchup kicking off the show we just found out moments ago. Big Bronson Reed, Ricky Saints, Battleground rematch, NXT North American Championship on the line. Gonna be a good one. Speaking of North American titles as well, though, Lower Base, who won the opportunity earlier on the triple threat matchup by defeating Zarya and Roxanne Perez, both challenged Jada Parker in her 3rd defense of the NXT Women's North American Championship. Gonna be an awesome one. Then in the main event, another Battleground rematch taking place. The 3rd matchup of the series between these 2 superstars. Austin Theory, Ilya Dragunov collide. The winner gets the next shot at Ethan Page's NXT Championship the following week. All that so much more next week live on NXT. But up next, folks, it is now time for your main event of the evening with the NXT title on the line. Tiffany Stratton, the champion, challenging the Glamour Blake Monroe. It's next in Orlando on NXT.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and is for the NXT Women's Championship.
Thank you, Mike Rome. Here we go. NXT Women's Championship hanging in the balance here this evening. What a main event, as here comes the challenger, the Glamour herself, Blake Monroe. It was Blake that challenged Stratton on social media, basically calling out Tiffany, saying it ain't no Tiffy time, it is my time. You are just me with curly hair and less good looks, said Monroe. Well, Monroe, it ain't all about looks, it's about championship gold, and Tiffany Stratton is the woman who has the NXT Women's Championship. She had a great reign thus far. What a great match she had with Julia at NXT Battleground last Saturday night. But Blake Monroe also was a part of Battleground, competing in the Women's Jackpot Ladder match alongside Sol Ruka, Lash Legend, Lola Vice, Roxanne Perez, and the winner, Stephanie Vaquer. But it's Blake that comes forward first, looking to be the 4th contender for Tiffany Stratton's NXT Women's Championship in a big main event. It's signed, sealed, and delivered for right here, right now, tonight on NXT. Monroe and Stratton. First time ever clash. I can see this matchup being a potential WrestleMania headliner one day, or a SummerSlam headliner. It's going down right here, right now, live on NXT. And here comes the NXT Women's Champion. 3 successful defenses of her championship, beating the likes of Jordan Grace, beating the likes of Roxanne Perez, and her toughest defense yet, beating the likes of Julia. This is her 4th tonight, taking on Blake Monroe, and what is going to be an off the charts NXT main event. Stephanie Stratton makes her way to the ring. I want to remind you all, folks, if you are enjoying this WWE 2K26 Universe Mode Series, make sure you leave a like for me and subscribe if you haven't already with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss any more of this fantastic series, as we are on 59 episodes of the series and only just getting started. Make sure you leave a comment down below as well, folks, if you are enjoying it. And even if you aren't, let me know what you think I can improve on in the series. I'm always open to constructive criticism. It helps me grow as a person, helps this channel grow, and helps us grow as a community. As that right there is on the line in your main event of the evening, the beautiful, prestigious, and coveted NXT Women's Championship. As we head to the ring now with the official ring introductions from Mr. Mike Rowe.
Introducing the challenger from London, England, and her opponent from Prior Lake, Minnesota, the NXT Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton.
Here we go then, Tiffy and Blake. NXT Women's title on the line. Cannot wait for this one. The crowd anticipating it. I'm anticipating it. Stratton was also a part of the Saturday night's main event show but 4 weeks ago now, facing WWE Women's Champion in a championship matchup, Jade Cargill. She came up short on that one, and to this day in this series, that is the only loss that Stratton has suffered. But Monroe has never been pinned or submitted to lose a match. She has lost two, both of which being ladder matches. The North American title ladder match to crown the inaugural champ, and of course the jackpot ladder match at Battleground last Saturday night, as we get a tense stare down to kick this one off. Look at these two looking exactly like each other, both blonde, both similar colour of gear. Oh, here we go, they lock up as the official Derek Sanders overviews the action. Here's the sign of three for your main event tonight with the NXT Women's Championship on the line. Stratton now side headlock on the mat here, grounded. The challenger Blake Monroe, as Tiffy got that headlock cinched in tight on Blake here in this one. Now it's Tiffany Stratton got back up as Blake Monroe now into a headlock on Tiffany Stratton this time. And now Blake Monroe trying to do her thing, but Tiffany gonna send her off, and now Stratton with a spine buster on Blake Monroe to get out of that one, and now blowing a kiss. And that's Orlando Faithful maybe at Blake Monroe mocking her opponent tonight. These two are almost pretty similar in their wrestling styles and the way they look as well, but the only thing that is a difference between the two is, of course, Tiffany Stratton is currently a champion. Blake Monroe could change that tonight, and she could be the one to be a champion, as Tiffany Stratton got her locked in there, the clutches, but Blake Monroe able to nip out of it. And now back once again into a lockup, which is going to be Tiffany Stratton getting the upper hand. And got a side headlock now on Blake Monroe. And that's NXT Women's Championship headliner of NXT tonight from Orlando, Florida, episode 59 of this series. Episode 60 tomorrow is going to be SmackDown tonight. That's going to be, and we'll remind you once again, the WWE World Cup Tournament ongoing the second week of 8, coming up this Friday night. What a first week it was last weekend. Last Friday night to be exact. What a great Friday it's going to be with the WWE World Cup Tournament comes at you for the second straight time. But Stratton back in on Blake Monroe, grounded rear chin lock. Monroe though going to fight back out of it, and now it's Blake Monroe. Got a hammer lock now on Tiffany Stratton, trying to prove to the world that it's her time, and she may end the reign of Tiffany Stratton where it stands here at 3 successful defences for Tiffany. Blake Monroe going to lock her in, and Blake now, big cheap shot right on the shoulder blade. Blake Monroe now wrenching away now after the arm of Tiffany Stratton. Big arm wringer. Here's Derek Sanders looking on, observing the action here. See, as the referee for this Women's Championship main event, he was also the official with Stratton's matchup with Jade Cargill, with Cargill winning it. Will Tiffany Stratton be able to get a win with that official as referee? Guess we'll find out. But Blake Monroe still got that arm wringer locked in on Tiffany Stratton. Stratton though right now going to fight out of it. Big shots to the midsection now. Colin will tie up Tiffany, pegging her up, and Tiffany Stratton with a fallaway Samoan drop. Nicely done by Tiffany Stratton. Like now could be her time tonight. Tiffany, the pick up, the shot, knife edge chop, another knife edge chop, yet again another knife edge block though. And Blake Monroe running in, and a Luthez press by Blake Monroe. And your great main event this evening. And out Blake, oh god, choking her out. Look at Monroe here, choking out Tiffany Stratton here in your main event for the championship. And Blake Monroe, oh God, slamming her face! First into the canvas. And look at that, choking her out again. Referee Derek Sanders going to step in and do something there. I don't think that's perfectly legal, but Blake Monroe getting booed out of the building tonight. And Orlando is the crowd very much on the side of Tiffany Stratton for this NXT Women's Championship main event. Blake now going to send Tiffany in the corner, a shot right in the chest, a second one, and followed by a third. The crowd wooing along to them chops in the corner. Got Tiffany right in the chest. Tiffany kick out to the leg and a clothesline sends Blake Monroe to the outside of the ring. Tiffany Stratton here on fire. Stratton in control of the ring to herself in a moment, but maybe looking to fly and take the challenger out. That's exactly what she's going to do. And a toe-bang crossbody here in front of us at ringside by the NXT Women's Champion. As you see the prestigious gold on the podium next to us at ringside. That is what Tiffany Stratton currently possesses, and she will continue to want to possess that after this one. Stratton crossbody off the top. And Tiffany Stratton out the standing moonsault press. Covered out. Hook in the leg. Shoulders down to retain. Her NXT Women's Gold. 2 count. Kick out by Monroe. Monroe suffer her first pinfall or submission defeat to the champ Tiffany Stratton. And will Monroe continue her winning ways and become the new NXT Women's Champion against Stratton tonight in your main event? Blake Monroe, the Irish whip, going to send Tiffany into the corner of the knife edge. Shot, man, oh man. Block though. There's a shot. Tiffany Stratton now picking her up. All good there. Stratton now. Oh yeah! Rolling through. Off the fireman carry. Driver cover. Oh, Monroe. 2 count. May not even need the moonsault, but a kick out by Monroe. Maybe she will need that moonsault. The prettiest moonsault ever. One of the best moves off. Tiffany was able to keep down Julia at Battleground last Saturday night. Battleground is available on replay, as is Money in the Bank from last weekend, folks. Do not miss a second of that weekend. Was one hell of a weekend right here for KO Productions, but what a knee right there. One hell of a knee. That was by Monroe. The cover, the 2, the kick out by Stratton. We're almost seeing a new champion crown right there. So close, yet no cigar for Blake Monroe. It's Tiffany against the ropes. Blake now coming up in a bag there. Blake now going to send Stratton crumbling to the outside of the ring and now undoing that turnbuckle path. Blake Monroe trying to cheese it a little bit, and now Blake going out to the apron, but it was Tiffany Stratton going to take her out of the legs and now send her back first on the hardest part of the ring, the apron. Tiffany Stratton picking Monroe up, going to send her back into the ring. Now comes back in herself. Referee now tends into the turnbuckle path. Blake Monroe running in, kick to that section. Monroe, glamour DDT! Oh my, the cover, hook in the leg, shoulders done with the official, too busy. 1, would have been 2, 3, she would have won the title. 4, 5, and a kick out. Oh, she would have won that damn gold if she didn't undo that turnbuckle path. If the official didn't turn her attention to fix it, Monroe in the referee's face, but that was your fault, Blake. That was your rookie mistake. A big error bomb from Blake Monroe and gets dropped by Stratton. The cartwheel Alabama slam by Tiffany, trying to prove that it truly is her time. Blake Monroe in trouble. And now it's Tiffany Stratton going to pick Monroe up in the corner. Tiffany Stratton! What a splash there by Tiffany. The turn. Monroe down, and then look at that by Stratton, just trying to soften her up here. Stratton out the corner. Uh-oh, prettiest moonsault ever, nobody home. Couldn't get it, Monroe with a bounce, and Monroe gonna kick her out of the way. But Monroe could still have a great opportunity at walking out. The new NXT Women's Champion, but that's Tiffany Stratton has anything to say about it. There's Tiffany, that running, shotgun drop kick out of the corner, Stratton to retain, there's the prettiest moonsault ever. Here's the cover, hook in the leg, shoulders down, Stratton retains, stolen 2, and no, kicked out by Blake Monroe. What a main event as it continues live on NXT. Tiffany Stratton out to the apron now. Gonna try and go after Blake Monroe. Big shot avoided. Blake Monroe now going after her. What the hell Blake thinking? Oh, the forearm shot by Monroe. Then a twist off, finished by the ropes, and Tiffany Stratton out again. Tumbling to the floor. Uh-oh. Blake's gonna freaking top. Blake! Frog splash! No, knees up by Tiffany Stratton on the outside. Caught her right in the midsection that time. And now it's Tiffany Stratton trying to prove to the world that's Tiffy time still. By still being the NXT Women's Champ by the end of this one. Stratton out, springboard, swan, ton, no, that'll do with a cover by Tiffany. Hooking the leg, shoulders down to retain, two, no, kick out by Monroe. What a fight for the NXT Women's Championship this evening. A lot of people still very much shocked that Stratton was able to knock off someone of the caliber of Julia. And I'll be even more shocked if she is victorious against Monroe. So will a lot of people. The cover there from Stratton out of the corner with that spinning manoeuvre. The big splash, the two, the kick out by Blake. And that has given Stratton a lot of success, that move. But it won't be enough against Blake Monroe tonight. As this main event continuing, big kick by Blake. Right in the midsection, Monroe now grabbing her around Blake Monroe, picking her up, oh my god, pile driver! Pile driver drops her ahead! New champ, cover! Two, no! Tiffany still in it. Off the pile driver from Blake Monroe, and now it's Blake breaking at the neck. Blake now top rope. Oh, she tried. A splash on the outside. She'll try it on the inside, and she gets every last bit of it. Cover for the title too. Not another near fall. What a match, man. What an NXT episode right here. What a series this has been. We're at KO Production. Stratton. Schoolgirl no ropes there. Blake Monroe able to get her hands underneath the bottom rope off that schoolboy bar, positioning from the champion, and she's going to pay for it now, but Stratton gets caught. There's that knee. Held both arms so she couldn't counter, and Blake Monroe has that chance. Oh, she was born a star, folks, but she could be the champion now. Blake Monroe, she's got her kick, no, caught by Tiffany Stratton, right in the big hamstring there. Oh, Blake Monroe, the forearm, the smash, Tiffany Stratton. Back at it, time and time again. Knife edge shot. Tiffany hell-bent retaining pick up powerbomb on Blake Monroe. And now she's in the drop zone. Second time in the match for Prettiest Moon. So never that will do it. The cover. Hook in the leg. Shoulders down. 2 count. Stride retains. An incredible main event here tonight. Live on NXT. Wow. Well, I'll tell you, man. Blake Monroe. She brought the damn fight tonight to Tiffany Stratton, but at the end of the day, it was Tiffany came out on top, getting her 4th successful defense of the NXT Women's Championship, continuing her great reign as the top woman act here on NXT and the black and silver brand. Take nothing away from Blake Monroe. She is going to be a star in this series, no doubt about it. Potential future NXT champion in the future. But it's Tiffany coming out on top, still the champion tonight as NXT remains Tiffy time going forward in the women's division.
Here is your winner, and still the NXT Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton.
Congratulations going out to Tiffany Stratton. What a hell of a victory. What a hell of a match. And what a hell of a show. It has been here live tonight from Orlando, Florida, and the Performance Center as always on the black and silver brand of NXT. Thank you everyone for joining us. That is all we have time for here tonight live on NXT. We'll see you tomorrow night for SmackDown. Take care and peace.